Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review, and Michael's book is next. Originally, this was going to be my book, but I'm doing something special with a lot of Halloween books for Dark Avenger Inc. At the end of the month. I'll actually be shooting it this weekend. I'll be posting it on Halloween though. So instead I figured Michael would review this book here and then in-depthly review it later for Dark Avenger Inc. for my Halloween special idea.
Yes.
So go ahead.
A Marvel one-shot. Marvel Zombies Halloween.
How was it? Because I didn't read it yet.
To be honest, it was a great one-shot. I have to admit. I mean,
some people didn't like it.
Yeah, because now most of the people I can understand, they wanted to see maybe more Marvel superheroes and lots of
more Marvelized Marvel zombies.
Yeah,
more Marvel Marvel superhero zombies. There we go.
But you really, you don't get to see them as much. You just see a mother and son who are fighting over a zombie infestation that's going on.
And the son wants to know about Halloween. I remember seeing that in the preview.
Yes, like what's Halloween, and their dad's not around because he passed away. I want to show some good artwork that's not so disgusting. Oh yeah, and the little boy is dressed up as Wolverine.
Which that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I found that to be really, really funny, though. Because he wanted to celebrate Halloween with the cat as part of the family, you know. They thought they should do something, you know, something new. So, oh, and the cat's name is Blackie, by the way. So the cat runs away, and he goes into town, and he finds this weird-looking person. And I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't the last we see of him.
Of course not. They wouldn't introduce him if it was.
No, but trust me, it's not the last that you see of him. So yeah, the little boy gets in the middle of the zombie infestation that's going on. I won't say the names. I'll do it in the in-depth review because this is just a review. And
oh look, the Young Avengers.
Yeah, the Young
Not the Young Avengers, Avengers Academy people.
Yeah, they're there, and they're torturing that poor boy, and then the mother comes in and saves the day. And there's just lots of things going on. Like, they're just following him everywhere, and the guy returns again, and,
oh, the guy was actually Mephisto.
Yep, Mephisto was his name, and he just literally owned him, you know? And, I think her name is Catherine, the mother. You know, and
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Catherine Pryde.
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
From the X-Men.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde. Yeah.
And I'll make you bet that's her son from Colossus. There you go.
Yep. Well, it says the picture right there. So he wanted to take the son, and apparently he didn't. And he just went away, and the boy is sad because they didn't find the cat, and in the end, which I love this scene, they actually found the cat, Blackie,
in the pumpkin.
And that's
all that for nothing.
Yep.
And now on sale is the Marvel's Omnibus. I want it. Buy it for me.
I will try.
$78.99.
I will try.
$78.99.
But all in all, I really enjoyed this issue. I mean, if you guys didn't like, you know, my opinion is that it was a great issue, and you know, like I said before, I'll go more in depth with names and everything else on Dark Avenger Inc. for the Halloween special, as well as doing a Halloween special on my site like I do every year on Dark 18. And yeah, just thought I'd just bring it out there. But yeah, it was a great issue. I mean, you guys should actually check it out.
It's flying.
It's alive.
It's only $3.99. It's not like it's a $5.99 special, so it's the price of a regular comic book. God damn, I just slapped that thing across the table.
But really, guys, just don't expect a lot of Marvel zombies.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, not too much. But it's a great issue. You guys should check it out.
Or you could use it as a sorcerer, like I just did.
A comic sorcerer.
Last book before we get into some major books. New Avengers, number 31, continuing or starting for the New Avengers, End Time. Amazing. Spider-Man's in both end times. No joke. He was asleep at Stark Towers, and he's at the mansion here. The story starts off again with Damien Hellstrom, and it turns out somebody's jumping between realms back and forth. and he gets a visit from Wait, I'm not going to say her name until I have it right this time. Yeah, Victoria Hand. I was right. I actually said Victoria.
You said Victoria and then yeah.
And Victoria says she's there on business from Captain America to figure out what's going on. It turns out she basically wasn't. She's possessed. Who didn't see that coming? Because he doesn't read the book. And then it's back to the new Avengers, and Miss Marvel is now Captain Marvel. Everybody's changed. This is all after Avengers vs. X-Men. And Luke Cage and Jessica are leaving. And they're taking the baby too. Luke Cage isn't going to be the leader of the new Avengers anymore. And everybody's freaking out, worried that this is the end of the new Avengers. Is it the end of the new Avengers? Of course it's not, because we all saw the Illuminati is going to be taking over the new Avengers in Marvel now. Which sounds kind of interesting. We go back to Victoria Hand, who is fighting... what's her name? Miss Kale. Kale. Why is her name? I'll go forward and
then
come
in the
backwards.
index?
No, it's over here. Jennifer Kale. And she makes quick work of Jennifer Kale. We then go into a scene where it's Doctor Strange and Iron Fist talking back and forth about stuff that's gone on, and Iron Fist being upset that Luke is leaving, and you know, they're best friends and whatnot. And then yeah, it was a funny conversation. Then Jessica's talking with Captain Marvel about how she feels like she's a bitch. You know, I'm the reason why he's leaving. Everybody's blaming me. And even Captain Marvel's like, we don't blame you. This is Luke Cage's decision. And then right before Luke leaves with Jessica, the FBI show up after Victoria Hand shows up. And everybody's wondering what's going on. And then Maria Hill from S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up and talks about things. And everything goes crazy. And Victoria faints. And I think somebody else by the end of this issue is actually possessed. So basically this story is going to be all about everybody being possessed by this person. We don't know who yet, what the person really looks like yet. But this person seems to be a soul jumper. This person can take over anybody's body.
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting to see where this story goes. But this is the end, guys. This is the last story arc, and I believe it ends at 33 or 4. No, it's a 4-issue story arc, so 31, 32, 33, 34. Issue 34 is the last issue of New Avengers as well as Avengers. It's going to be real interesting to see where this story goes. And that's it. We're done with all of the... this shirt keeps riding up on me. With all the regular books, let's go into the big hitters. AVX Consequences number 2. Consequences feels like each book is a different chapter of the big story. This book focuses only on the conversation between you-know-who and you-know-who. The conversation between Wolverine and Cyclops. That's the entire book. All of it. And I love this scene, by the way, where Wolverine's about to kill Cyclops, and then he realizes, you want me to kill you. And he's like, yeah, I have nothing left to live live for, but he really does, because I guess Uncanny X-Men happens after this. Cyclops wants to know where, you know, Wolverine's saying, just tell us where the rest of Team Extinction is. We want to bring them in. We just want to talk to them. You know, just throw me a line here. And he's like, tell me, so where's Emma or Hope for that matter? And basically Wolverine sees what's going on. He just says, F you, and he really does. And he basically tells him to go to hell. And then we get introduced to somebody else who has mutant powers, whom I feel, especially with Namor, who was part of Team Extinction. We get introduced to this character here, who actually, after AVX, after Hope released, you know, the Phoenix Force and people started getting mutant powers, got mutant powers. And him and Cyclops are having a conversation about how they're not so different, and then basically it ends with the cover where Cyclops is about to get shanked, so to speak. So we get introduced to a new mutant character. Will this character travel on to Team Extinction? Quite possibly. Maybe not. Maybe he'll be a new antagonist. You don't know.
Could be.
You have to keep reading to find out. Consequences, I agree with you, Kat. It's a lot better than certain issues of AVX. It reads fast, it reads good, and it's only a 5-issue miniseries. AVX could have been done in 5 issues as well, by the way. So I'm enjoying it. Can't wait to see issue 3 next week. Which is actually ironically coming out today, because today is 3 in the morning. Today is basically Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this happened to my cover, but Daredevil issue 19. Is Matt going nuts?
Oh yeah, does he?
Well, at first you think he is, and he thinks he even is. Artwork in this book is just fantastic. I'll show more artwork as we're going along. Basically, Foggy wants to commit him because he thinks he's crazy. Matt goes to Hank Pym, who actually tells him he was in his brain and he saw some unique radiation signatures, but he thought it was part of the radar sense. So Matt now believes he possibly is going crazy too. And then finally he realizes something as he's talking to Hank about a current case he's on about disappearing. And then finally he comes to the conclusion with someone with an axe to grind who's smarter than I took him for. And if I'm right, I know he knows where his next target is. However, Foggy, nice man that he is, goes to talk to where is it? Kristen, who, by the way, is the assistant district attorney. He not only fully admits that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, basically breaking Matt's secret identity. He also tells her that he's completely nuts. That he thinks he's completely nuts, and she's like, "You do know who I am. You just told me that not only is Daredevil insane, but he's at large in the city. If you're lying, you better tell me now. Because if you're telling the truth, I have no choice now because of you, but begin a citywide manhunt for Matt Murdock, basically Daredevil." And then Foggy's like, "He needs help. I don't want my friend hurt." So basically now, because of Foggy, even if Matt isn't going crazy, now that basically the entire NYPD is going to be running after Daredevil to try to bring him in because they all think he's crazy. Is Daredevil crazy, however? No, he's not. It just turns out that a supervillain who was at first thought to be a nobody, basically he was in the first issue of Daredevil, I just spoiled that. If you don't want spoilers, turn away or fast forward the video until you see Mike pick up his book because Mike's book's next. Ready guys? 1, 2, 3 spoilers here. The Spot is back. However, he's not the Spot anymore. He's the Coyote. Stronger, more powerful, and a lot smarter. To be continued. So, Matt isn't going crazy. As a matter of fact, it's all the Spot. Since day one, it's been the Spot that's been making people believe. Basically he's looking to ruin Daredevil, to ruin Matt Murdock, and to get payback for what Matt did to him in the first issue of Daredevil. If you read the first issue of Daredevil, you know what I mean. If you haven't, go get the trade paperback. I have it. Really good. So it's the Spot looking for revenge and also going around doing other things at the same time. However, we'll see how the ramifications of this story arc go towards Daredevil and Matt Murdock when Kristen finally catches Daredevil / Matt Murdock. Next is your book.
Yep. Breaking Points Day 5, XFactor, issue number 245.
Isn't this the last part of the XFactor's division?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
Yes, we get another member that leaves, and shockingly leaves, actually, because when I saw it, I was like, wow. And you get a page of who left already. And yeah. So we start with Jamie just going nuts. Just saying like, blaming Havoc, saying it's all your fault that Lorna got drawn away and everything. And they just have like a big fight, you know. And Mana was saying like, oh, good riddance. And then he was going mad at her saying, you know, he was my friend before he was your whipping boy. So zip him on it. You know, Guido being gone. Good riddance, you know. Then Lorna comes in to split it up because she has seen enough of the whole fight that's been going on because everybody's leaving. And it seemed that, what's her name? That Layla was going to say something about this whole thing, but then Havoc came in saying that it was his fault for all this happening. And, you know, everything got calm after a while. So, as the issue, it is a nice page. Oh, and by the way, Shatterstar and I hate forgetting names. It's a nice page though. Shatterstar and Richter come back. in this to surprise her. Then Havoc and Lorna have a conversation. Havoc saying that you know, we should leave and go back to the planet we came from because, you know, there's always trouble. And then he gets mad saying that the outfit he wore looks like a Tron suit. And then Lorna says that she doesn't want to go because this has been her home and she would feel disconnected. And then they talk about
planet or place where they belong.
In space, I'm sorry. You're right.
I want to go in space.
In space, like back where they belong. Then she says aliens were trying to kill us, so why would you want to go back? And they're just talking about their past, like how Cyclops, his brother's insane, everything, and then she talks about her past, and yeah. So there's a funny scene I want to show, but I'll get to it when we get there, and then it's basically his decision to make. This is a funny panel where James says, "Hey Layla, want to get married?" And then he's like saying, "To you? Yeah. When? Right now?" Then she says, "Yeah, okay." I thought that was funny. Like, she's just saying, like, "To you." Well, there's no one else in the room, right? Why not? So, yeah. So we get to the ending page where Havoc decides to leave the XFactor team.
Gee, I wonder why Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah, and Lorna comes back with a nice uniform that she created.
So XFactor will be led by Lorna now.
Right, and then they're saying, I bet they don't miss me, I bet you're right. And the ending page was when they all just gave him a going away present. So basically, Havoc...
I want to see the next comment, that's why. Because it says the end.
Yeah, the next one is...
The next issue is remaking the team.
Yep. So unexpectedly, well, it was expected.
Come on!
It was. I thought it would be the last issue that Havoc would leave, but yeah, Havoc leaves. I would really like to see him in Avengers, though, Havoc, because he would be an excellent, you know, Avenger in place. But basically, Havoc leaves, and XFactor's breaking one by one. We'll see what happens next, and yeah.
Okay, we're at 10 minutes, so. We're at 10 minutes, so we'll do this, and then we'll go into the second part where we'll do a third part where we'll do the last two comics again. I guess we're getting used to doing that, right?
Yeah.
Venom number 26, part 3 of Minimum Carnage. Venom is working with the Resistance, or whoever they are. I don't even care who they are at this point. And Carnage is being asked to kill. He was basically brought to the microverse to kill the Redeemer. That's his job, and that's what he has to do. The team that saved it. Let's see if they say it here. He's on the Endeavor, and this is the Enigma Force. The Enigma Force basically finds is with Venom. They find him, and they're bringing him to actually the Redeemer after a long conversation. Half of them hate him. Half of them just tolerate him, and basically, they get attacked, but it jumps now to Scarlet Spider, who's fighting the humongous alien thing that we were left off with in the last issue of the Scarlet Spider. Of course, Scarlet wins. He meets the man who is a healer. He basically is healing all of Scarlet Spider's wounds. We go back to Carnage, where, who didn't see this coming, Carnage turned on the people he was working with.
Of course.
Before the mission actually started. You would think these people would do their research before freeing the most dangerous being.
Then again, you know, Carnage is insane. You know, so you kind of see it coming.
And apparently Carnage has a tongue now like Venom. So, well, the old Venom. So we jump back to Venom and the rest of the Endeavor crew, and they're fighting off the ships that attacked them, that aborted them. Venom gets shot, and the Venom symbiote goes crazy. Scarlet Spider finds out that he's basically walking with the actual Redeemer. And, yeah, the ending I leave off until the next issue, which is in Scarlet Spider, issue number 11, next month. But let's just say Scarlet Spider and the Redeemer aren't alone where they are. And that's where they leave it off. I left out a lot of details. Why? Let's think. Maybe an in-depth comic book review? Really good. Minimum Carnage has been awesome. I know that a few people are actually getting into Venom and Scarlet Spider for Carnage. However, I don't know how to feel about this story in whole yet. It's doing very well so far. So far. I don't know, it just seems like, once again, a team of bad people who want to kill somebody who's high and mighty, hire Carnage. Carnage turned on them halfway through the story arc, and now it's up to Venom and Scarlet Spider to save the day. And you know they will by next month. And then in Omega it'll just completely wrap up. Yeah. But the question is, will Carnage go back into custody, or will he go into hiding like he did 2 story arcs ago?
Find
or
out.
will he die?
I don't think he'll die.
Even if he dies, you know he'll come back again. They killed him. How many times did they kill Carnage already?
They do that all the time. You know when they kill him, you know they're going to come back sooner or later.
Right. So guys, come back in the next part where we'll do the last 2 books of the week from Marvel.
You don't want to do it in this part?
There's no way I can finish it in 7 minutes.
Alright. So I'll go and we'll go on another part then.
Well, actually, let's see if we can try that 7 minutes.
I just stopped the
It's okay.
timer.
We'll start at 7 minutes again. We'll go Marvel .1. I'll do this pretty quick. For those of you who already saw Mike Spider Slayer's rundown of this book, basically it's to showcase all of these books. It gives you a little tidbit into what's going on that's what's to come in the Marvel U. This guy who claims he's from the future wants to meet with the young Nick Fury, the Nick Fury that reminds everybody of, guess who, Samuel L. Jackson. The first story I didn't understand really much about when it comes to the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's this young boy whose mother's killed by aliens, and he finds this gun with the Guardians of the Universe, the Guardians of the Galaxy symbol on it, and he runs off, and that's the end of that. We then go into the next story, which is Loki putting together a young Avengers team. Yeah, we all saw the preview for this one. And things don't go so well for Mr. Loki. Not at all. But he's still going to put the team together, and I can't wait for that. And then it jumps right into Ant-Man from FF, who lost his daughter to Doom, and now he's looking for revenge. You can look forward to that in FF. And then finally we get the story of where Forge has been all this time. And turns out Forge lost his mind, but in a way he found a way to fix it. Don't ask me how, but yeah. And it's all thanks to Cable, which is going to lead into Cable and the X-Men. We didn't see that coming. And then the final scenes are the man from the future apparently can jump into other people's bodies. And that's where Maria Hill tells Nick Fury it's time to talk about the Avengers Initiative. Gee, haven't we heard this for like the millionth time now?
Yeah, wasn't that from the Iron Man or Captain America movie?
My favorite story, I skipped it, I don't understand how I did that, is Ed McGuinness's artwork, first of all, is awesome. And that's Nova, #1. It's going to be focusing on Kid Nova. It's Ed McGuinness's artwork, Jeff Loeb's writing. Man, oh man, I love Ed McGuinness's artwork. I didn't when he was on Superman when I first met the artist, but now I love it. I can't wait to see what's going to go on with Nova. And that's basically the short version of this. This is basically a glorified preview to set everybody up for books that are going to be coming out between the months of January, December, and February. Go check the camera and let me know how many minutes we have left, and that'll tell me if I can do
23:55.
Okay. Book of the week from Marvel. Hawkeye, number 3. They even screw me up.
What?
Hawkeye. This book was awesome. Every time Hawkeye used a different arrow, and I don't understand how every time I open this up, the cover bends. I don't know why it was packaged that way. So I apologize about the cover. Artwork fits the series so well, and every time he uses an arrow, they actually show the arrow tip, and he's talking to oh god, I forgot her name. The girl he's working with. Kate, about the arrows, and you know, they're fixing it up, and basically it jumps to the future where he's being chased by somebody, and then it jumps back to the past where he met this girl who had this really cool car he liked, and he's talking about the 9 things, the 9 bad, dumb ideas of the day. And he falls in love with the car that she has, and he's like, could I buy it from you? She's like, yeah, and he figures out that she's in trouble or something. My favorite panel of all was where these men break in. Basically, we all know she's in trouble, we just don't know how or why and how massive the trouble is. And then you see Hawkeye jumping, and you have the classic Hawkeye face covering the nude parts, which that was funny. So basically, Hawkeye gets knocked out. Girl gets taken away. Kate comes to pick up Hawkeye. Hawkeye finds a way to get the car. He gets the car and the girl. They're being chased, and he uses a bunch of different arrows, of course, because he's Hawkeye. And yeah, basically he saves the day. And in the very beginning of the book, Kate's criticizing him for having a boomerang arrow. And spoiler alert here, the boomerang arrows would save the day. And in the end, Hawkeye sees the girl whom he saved off at the airport. I didn't say much because I will most likely be adding this to my in-depth comic reviews. I really like this. Book of the week. The story was awesome. I left out dialogue so you guys definitely could check it out. There were funny scenes in here, like where Kate actually is staring at Hawkeye for having his shirt off, which I believe was dumb idea what? Number 4. Dumb idea number 4. And then he actually, as he's jumping out of the car, he says, I'll be back in a sex. And then he actually means sec. So I believe that was dumb idea what? Oh, he didn't even call it a dumb idea. Never mind. So it was a dumb idea. He just didn't call it a dumb idea of anything. So yeah, it's a straightforward story. You know, it's those stories that just keep, the stories and the comic just keeps getting better and better and better. I want to make sure that the cover doesn't fold this time. There we go. I love Hawkeye. The artwork fits the comic. The comic stories are really good. It's not Hawkeye in a suit. He's civilian. He looks civilian, but obviously he still walks around with his bow and arrow and stuff. And it's just so good. You know, out of nowhere, he meets this girl. He falls in love with the car. Finds out the girl's really in trouble. Trouble happens, and him and Kate end up saving the day. All in one issue. I love it. I can't wait for issue 4. That's just me. And that's it for this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review. You go behind the camera to make sure
my
time.
high green, I'll say my goodbye green.
So, how much time do we have left?
We have 27:38.
Okay, so I ended it just in time. See, guys, I'm glad I didn't go into part 3, aren't you guys? So, really quick, Hawkeye number 3, awesome. Book of the week, definitely go check it out. Marvel Point 1, I absolutely recommend it. Because it's the Marvel Now Point 1, I'm sorry, and it sets you guys up for what's coming in the future. Venom number 26, really good. Minimum Carnage continues, XFactor 245.
Great issue, Havoc leaves, can't wait to see what happens next.
Daredevil 19 was awesome, as well as AVX Consequences 2. New Avengers, End Times number 31. If you haven't been reading New Avengers, just wait for Marvel Now. If you are interested in seeing the last story arc by Brian Michael Bendis, check it out. Marvel Zombies Halloween one-shot.
Great issue. You guys should give it a shot. It's really great.
The Mighty Thor issue 21. Everything Burns Ends. Thank God. Uncanny X-Men 20. Ties up most loose ends. Dark Avengers 182. It's a story arc you can definitely afford to miss. Nightwing 13 was awesome. Green Lantern New Guardians. What the hell happened to the art? But it's Kyle getting into his tapping into the red part of his ring spectrum. Third Army, I hope it gets better. He-Man the Masters of the Universe 3 was awesome. Minutemen number 3, part 4 of 6 is there. Godstorm number 1, absolutely highly recommend. Book of the Week from the Indies, and Walking Dead 103. If you enjoyed this video, show YouTube you like it by giving it a favorite. I don't do thumbs up and down. Love, comments, long, short, in between, likes, dislikes, agree, disagree, questions. Feel free to leave them.
And subscribe.
And there's a sub button above this video. If you like this video, definitely click it because there's a lot more to come. Also go to Dark Avenger Inc. We got a lot more to come there, so you're not going to want to miss out on anything there. So click the sub there. Thank you guys so much. I just spoke really quickly for the past minute so I don't get cut off. Take care, everybody. See you guys really soon. Keep reading, keep collecting. Look forward to seeing your comments. Take care, everybody. See you guys real soon.
Later, guys.